But for the most part, I think considering how many players there are and how many teams, like we have a lot of players signed up right now for like EST Sunday, like Eastern Sunday. Um, considering how many people are playing and how many teams there are, I would say the drama is pretty low.
Huh. Well, if you guys want to play in the next season, it's RD2L.GG. Is that right?
Yep, RD2L.GG. You can visit the website. You can visit the subreddit, which is Reddit Dota 2 League. You can get the Discord information there. Hop on, go to the new player introductions or just the general channel, ask some questions. People will be more than happy to provide you some answers, and you can just pick your division, the time that works best for you. We also have Euro, so any European viewers can also play in the European division, and you just go from there and get all the information you need.
Somebody in chat calling you out saying that they saying this caster literally told me he'd quit Dota if I picked him.
Oh, who was it?
Travis with a 2 instead of an E.
Oh, Trav2S. Yeah, of course. I would.
Is that how you're supposed
quit
to say
his
that
team.
dumb name?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I just do it to piss him off.
Okay, well done. You pissed me off too by proxy.
Yeah, it's that's just a joke. I wouldn't quit Travis's team.
Can Heralds play?
Yeah.
Do
Absolutely.
they play usually?
Yes.
Huh.
They do. They get swapped in. And the thing is, actually, you'll see, this is the thing I actually enjoy the most about RD2L sometimes is like my lowest MMR player climbed. Like you'll see players climb because a lot of times, like I said, it's like for them, it's like some of the best Dota they'll actually get to play where they're like able to take it seriously, Like how often will a Herald get to play with like a Divine and an Immortal and get like led by them and like do this, do that, like you don't get that type of leadership.
Yeah, and a lot of times like the mistakes that really low MMR players make are just simple things like their skill builds are bad or their starting items are awful or their first couple items they buy are really stupid. They're like, I'm gonna finish my wand before I get boots, shit like that. And if you just fix some of those small problems, it'll make a massive difference. Absolutely. It's like sounds like a coaching atmosphere basically. And there's sometimes too where like low MMR players will actually have crazy good game impact just randomly.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like that guy that I had mentioned, Joel Warlord. He wasn't a very high MMR, but he was known for his Witch Doctor. Back when Witch Doctor was a little bit of a better hero, and he was super value as a teammate. Even though he wasn't like not the best player on the team, but it always felt like he had a huge impact, which is crazy when you think about it.
Well, let's see how this game goes. We still have the PTSD from Game 1 here over on Cobalt Taskmasters, banning all 3 heroes that they experienced a bad time against. And on the other side, they're going to open with the Phantom Assassin again.
Yep. And the Magnus is banned this time, though, so...
That's true. So their opponents won't be able to outfarm them as quickly. They will have to deal with RPs.
I feel like that immediately benefits the Naga fan club.
The Mag being banned?
Yeah, the Mag being banned, and they got the PA.
For what reason? Just because?
I just feel like PA is just a very strong hero right now, and a lot of other carries can. For my pubs, maybe I just get crushed by PA a lot, and I'm salty. But I just feel like other carries kind of need like the Empower to really keep up with like her power spikes. I guess like it just feels like she gets an item and it's like an immediate power spike.
Yeah, I think you just
every
need
single time.
I think you just need like a strong offlane hero that is good against her, and I think a hero like Tide is like the counter in lane. I mean, put her in your mid is definitely different because then you don't necessarily get like the dual lane advantage that you necessarily wanted, but there are ways to beat her in lane for sure, and then you just need to make sure you have stuns and nukes to transition that, and Ogre is potentially a good hero for that, I think.
How do you feel about Rubik right now as a hero?
I'm terrible at the hero, so I'm always bad at gauging it.
Okay, because I asked because you mentioned the Tide and the lane that I in like our because I'm like on another like team that we try to make like an ADCL and like other small stuff, and we always see like Rubik Tide seems like a really strong lane just entirely based on harass and like art like just pure damage reduction.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it seems
a good
so
point.
hard to do anything against it because you get anchor smashed and then fade bolted and then you actually can't do anything.
Yeah, fade bolt damage reduction is actually really impressive. I think it's a little underrated sometimes for how good it is trading wise. I mean, technically they can't do much damage back to you, but it definitely limits your damage output. I mean, I guess you could probably draft against it in some way. You could put like Jug is actually really good against Tide. Like he's much better against Tide than he used to be because Anchor doesn't go through spin anymore. So there's definitely ways you could play around it, but I guess I would just be worried that you wouldn't do enough damage wise between the Rubik and the Tide. But you can definitely prevent enemy damage really well.
Yeah,
I
that's
just,
I just that's another and also what's another lane that I was gonna mention that we actually ran this successfully um last night was I think Rubik's Slardar against Phantom Assassin. It did okay
okay.
because you can kind of guarantee like you start with like a wound up bash, like 3 hits, and then you start with a bash and then
Hmm.
crush, and then you lift them back, and usually you get enough right clicks to guarantee the second greater bash, or what is it, Bash of the Deep? I don't even know what the hell they've renamed that spell.
Yeah, I think something like that. Bash of the Deep sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Bash of the
sounds
Deep.
okay. Slardar is not terrible right now. I've definitely
I
been a
feel
big
like
fan
he's
of the hero.
okay.
He definitely got the bash improvement was really nice. I kind of miss the old one a little just because it was fun to like build attack speed items into the late game and just be like
You just
a fucking
RNG it.
monster. But
Yeah.
it's definitely fine. CKPA is the
Yeah, this
opening.
they did it again. Remember in the first game they opened with the
PA,
PAOD.
did they?
They yeah, I believe it was the PAOD. Was it?
I don't
I
think
actually
PA
can't
was
remember.
on the OD team. I don't think
It was
it was Venge OD.
Vanjodi. Yep, you're right. Yeah, they picked their 1 and 2. They did it again. It's his skater hero, and the CK is like 99% going to Vipe. That's one of his comfort heroes, and they banned the Medusa right after just to guarantee that he doesn't have like that immediate hard counter.
Yeah, that shit's actually really hard to play CK against Medusa with eggs. It feels almost impossible, dude. When he just one shots your illusions. It seems so bonkers to pick both of their hardcores right now. It just seems insane.
They
Like
they won game one with it, so
I I suppose, but Venge is very different than PA. Venge is like you can set tempo. You're a stronger laning hero pre six. You have utility and stun. I just feel like they're so clearly like Underlord is a perfect pick here. CK and PA do all physical damage, and they
that is
cannot
actually
pivot at
great.
all. You grab an Underlord, super damage mitigated. You've also got they're also melee heroes that are good at chasing. Great, get some lockdown. Pit of Malice is gonna be really good against that.
This
And
is
also Firestorm against CK, amazing. So
this is another low pick hero coming out of Kobold Taskmasters, kind of like the Razor was last game, where I said, according to my little cheat sheet I have, they hadn't picked it. I don't see Pitlord here at all for Filski.
but I think it's a really good
It's
game. Like Underlord's
no, it
definitely
is
one of
absolutely a
those
good game.
heroes that's
It's just
super
good to see them.
situational.
Yeah, it's good to see them pick a hero that's good, and it's not just like a pure comfort hero for him.
Yeah, I really like it this game. Throw a Vlad's on him, maybe get a Greaves. I don't even know if he's gonna need a pipe this game. Skip pipe, go Vlad's Greaves, buy Crimson or something. Just rush straight into all these like physical damage mitigation items. The game's gonna get really hard for them if that's the case. The Phoenix is a bit interesting to me, but it's definitely good against CK. Sunray is what I'm thinking of at first. Attack speed reduction is not bad either. Egg's not terrible either. They have 3 melee heroes, and Underlord can provide some like space clear, I guess. Any thoughts about Phoenix? It seems a little weird to
Yeah,
me.
I don't know. I like the Phoenix more with personally with something like the mag or like a tide, because you see the egg, and if you're already committed, you turn to attack the egg. You know, you really only have 2 options: you run or you fight it. And those are heroes where you bait them in, and then you turn the team fight with a big counter initiation. Whereas I don't really, I guess, see it with the Pit Lord, because you can drop the Pit of Malice, but it's not really going to stop them for very long.
I guess if you put the egg in the right place, it's going to be really
Okay,
hard for them to disengage.
this
Is my
makes killing the
general
egg
impression.
a bit easier.
Absolutely. And
And this is a skate. Actually, wait. So I think somebody in chat actually mentioned this. I think I got this wrong. That's a skater hero, if I'm not mistaken.
so you're saying I mean it could still be
This
like
may be a
offlane
support
CK.
CK. Yes, offlane or support CK. They have a
What
66% win rate.
what did Alliance used to do like Phoenix CK very commonly as their dual lane in the off lane? Just like stun and throw fire spirits and rinse repeat. Do that repeatedly. Buy a lot of bracers and treads.
You run into that guy in pubs that only pick CK.
I'm not sure. It's
Do you
possible.
play West or East?
I queue both.
You both. Oh, I can't remember what his MMR is. There's a guy who literally only plays CK, like
Okay.
any position, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. It's just CK. So I have won enough games with him to know that to feel like this hero is legit viable anywhere if the game calls for it.
I'm not sold on it. I don't think it's great as a support. I haven't tried it since they changed the Reality Rift and passive, but
I think it's going to be a 3.
I could definitely see that because it's kind of like what Sven is being played with in the
Yeah.
offlane. You just get stupid tanky. You have disables. You scale it a little. You're like that lane pressure hero basically, but you still are more direct damage than something like a Centaur.
That makes me a little confused on who's playing what, though, because Vipe and Skater are their 1 and 2. Skater's, I thought he was going to play the PA, and then Vipe was going to pick the CK, because that's just what I know them as players. But then the Arc Warden comes in, which I'm about 90% sure is a Skater hero. And that just kind of throws a wrench into what I thought. However, they only have a 40% win rate with the Arc Warden, so it's not like you pick this hero and it's like a cheese super insta win, kind of thing. It's still super situational, and I'm not entirely sold on it.
I think it's good this game. It's good against Phoenix. It's pretty good against Underlord too.
Doesn't this
Because
just make it a perfect Slark game right now, though? For
on
Global
Cobalt,
Taskmasters, because you build a Silver Edge for PA. The hero is kind of similar to PL, where he's strong in Stark Warden because you just jump his ass at like any time past Shadowblade, and you're in the bubble when you're attacking him, so it's not like that's a counter to him.
I don't think it's the most incredible pick, I guess, because I don't think like yes you can get on top of Arc Warden, but it's not super easy for you to kill Undying. He's just going to buy time. Like, Undying kind of counters your hero because Undying, like, Slark needs to kill in these little windows. You're not going to kill CK super easily. You're not going to kill PA until, like, super easily until you get, like, a Silver Edge or something. So I'm not quite sold on it, I guess.
I don't know.
But
Get
definitely
when I would
close.
play Arc Warden, it would be like the heroes I would hate to play against would be like PL and Slark usually, and I already banned out the PL, so I think they're well aware of that.
I'm not discounting that Slark is good against Arc Warden. I just feel like against like the Undying CKPA, I'm not super sold on Slark being incredible, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he'll need at least like the Silver Edge for the PA, so maybe it would take him too long to come online.
There's a lot of core on Naga Fan Club right now.
How do they actually split the farm up for all these heroes?
Undying will get nothing, and
This makes the CK will get nothing either.
I mean, you could do Enigma CK, and then put PA safe or something like that with Undying.
So do you think the CK is going to be the core, or Enigma is going to be the core here? Do you think the Enigma support? Just Eidolon
I think Enigma support is far more viable than CK support because you can just like dual lane for a bit and then just go jungle, and then come out of the jungle and like have something a little, or do a little bit of both. I think that would be a better way to guarantee their lane. He could also just like deny the range creep and then pull those Eidolons in the jungle, keep jungling, go back, deny the range creep, and then CK would still get levels.
Yeah, I think one time I had tried to play like a pseudo for Enigma, and I would actually just go to mid every single time. Demonic conversion was off, and I would just
evil.
Deny the range creep, and I just did that the whole time. Like I would go to the lane, and then every time it was off cooldown, I'd come and just get rid of the range creep. And I think by a couple minutes, there was like a full level difference between my mid and theirs. I don't feel like it's actually viable all the time, but in that game, it must have felt so bad for their mid.
Those are like the kind of strats that can really work in a league like this where everybody's MMRs are a little bit all over the place. I mean, it doesn't. I don't really see that too much in the games played so far. Everybody seems to be making pretty much all the right decisions. I'm not seeing any like massive MMR disparity, but I could see that work. Just like strat to gimp one guy.
Enigma also just makes it hard for lower MMR supports, I feel, to deal with, because there's like a specific way that you equalize the lane against heroes like that with like deny mechanics, and the lower MMR supports will usually not like really know how to fix the lane, and then you'll just have your carry like, what the shit are you doing? You know, like my lane keeps pushing. Why aren't you fixing this?
Okay, well, yeah, it'll be a support Enigma. I do kind of like the Morphling pick because it is very burst heavy. It's dive. It has magic components. It's another way that they can interrupt Black Hole. That's definitely something they're missing. And he can also turn into Undying, drop a Tombstone. Even taking CK's abilities is really good.
I was gonna say, who do you prioritize here? I think the Tombstone is usually best, right?
Most likely. I mean, Arc Warden's abilities are they're not that great to take either. Definitely Tomb and CK I think are probably the best ones. PA is not terrible either selectively.
So can you turn into Undying, cast the decay, and then drop Tombstone, and then come back and you'd have that stolen strength?
I think you should have the stolen strength. Okay, I assume so.
Cool.
I might be wrong though. You should, because buffs persist like flat cannon, so it should work. But then what you do as Undying is you get one tomb and you max decay, and then he turns into you and drops your tomb, and he's like, what the fuck is this Undying doing? And then you kill him, hopefully,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't matter or something. I don't know. That happened once to me, and it felt real good, so I just tell the story every time that Morphling thinks he's going to get a sick-ass ability. Nope. Level 1 tomb sucker.
I will point out this is maybe one of the ugliest Morphling sets I think I've ever seen.
It's probably
is-
fine normally, but yeah, he's mix and matching. That's Slax's
That
style.
is hideous.
All right. Oh, with some sleigh bells, can I do chat wheels? I can't, unfortunately.
Can we? I don't think we
so.
can.
No, the hotkeys are different when you're a spectator.
Oh, feels bad.
It does feel bad.
Well, we got a game 3 out of
Damn.
the last time I cast it. It was pretty stompy, so I'm just excited to actually see a game 3 out of these guys. I wonder who's going to make the better adjustments.
Well, we're seeing weird stuff every game. Definitely good
Yeah,
hero variety,
that's-
other than the PA, I guess.
I think Skater, just playing against Skater forces you to do that. You know, it just kind of like, that's what I was worried, is because like Bubba's team, their drafts are always good. It almost always feels like they win the game based on the draft and just playing to their players' strengths. And then along comes Skater, like you can't do that against us, you know?
Yeah.
And the reason I don't know, I'm a little worried for the Kobold Taskmasters is because the win that the Naga fan club had was just a lot more convincing, I think, than the
Yeah.
win that Kobold Taskmasters had. It seemed a little bit close there for comfort, considering how early they got those 2 racks, whereas they kind of just got crushed in game 1.
And I thought the draft looked really good for Cobalt, but based on the by the time it came around to the Underlord pick. But with the last 2, it felt a little harder, because then I started looking at their carry potential again. They're sitting with a Razor, who's fine as a carry, but he's not like the hardest guy ever. Morphling is definitely going to be plenty of carry potential, but not somebody that's really effective against the PA. So maybe they're going to have issues here. Is it crazy to say E-Blade this game on a Morphling? I know that like no Morphling ever goes E-Blade these days, but maybe this
I feel
game.
like it's okay. It's pretty good. I mean, if you're gonna go for that like burst heavy type of play against like the PA or something. And besides, I think the Ghost Scepter's pretty value here.
I suppose so. Guess
You
it
get
depends how
jumped.
farmed CK is.
Yeah. So
But I
who's
could
playing?
see-
it is still Vipe on the CK. So yeah, you were right with the support Enigma.
I could see like picking off Enigma at the start of the fight being super valuable this game, for example. I think they might have seen that ward get placed. Perhaps.
So they moved Fat Sloth actually to the safe lane on the PA because Vipe is, like I said, their CK player. So a little bit of shifts here, laning wise, anyways.
I mean, the Undying and CK lane is going to be super strong. There's no doubt about it.
Kind of walking up. He hasn't leveled anything.
I think they're basically trying to scout out their opponents right now. I mean, they took a little damage, so they definitely saw probably the Enigma. See if they do their rotations now. Looks like Phoenix Underlord safe lane, which is not at all bad for Naga fan club.
I think it's going to be pretty good against the, yeah, I think that they'll be fine there.
I mean, having Underlord there is definitely helpful, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to get a huge amount.
So
This
who wins the lane here between the, oh, actually, yeah, who wins the lane here between the Morph and the Arc
The Arc
Warden?
Warden? Arc Warden should be able to harass way more because his range is farther. But Morphling should have more damage. And it's actually not true. They're about even on damage.
He does have the armor advantage though at level 1. What is he, 8+2 right now?
It's true, I suppose. I feel like Morphling has a much better ability to kill Arc Warden than vice versa.
Oh, that's actually
just-
unfortunate. There was the range creep there that it could have jumped to, and
Skater might
maybe
just...
he went too much agi. You think at level?
Oh,
at the
dude,
start?
he just lost his lane like this. He's been zoned with this Ghost.
Yeah, he came in with 360 health and immediately lost like 80% of his health.
He didn't get out of the way of the Ghost. Look at this. And now he's just forcing him. Skater obviously plays Arc Warden.
Yeah, he does.
Man's-
This was an
is
Arc Warden hero.
he's already in like really shit situation territory. He's just forcing him into this.
He can't even salve yet.
It's gonna be close.
He's
He's
actually
dead.
just gonna die.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, he was not ready to do this 1v1 matchup as the Morphling, but man, he got off to that huge regen disadvantage. He didn't use the salve. He instead tried to go for the Tango instead, and then he just wow.
Yeah, that was You think he should have walked into lane with 360
That,
health on
that,
the
that was okay. It wasn't the biggest deal. The issue is that the first Wraith, he put a Spark Wraith right on top of him, and he just stood there and took it. That was the problem. And he got attacked constantly while it was happening. So it was both things.
I think he prayed that it would jump to the range creep.
I guess so. I mean, it's who's closer.
Heroes, right?
No, it's whoever's closer. He just stood on the damn thing. He just took it. He just took it. He does 100 magic damage level 1. And he was getting right-click the whole time.
Yeah, this is already looking really rough here for Nier.
Man, he knows how to play his hero. This is dirty to watch, man. He's not going to kill him, but, man, he's really making him take a lot of damage. Alright, we can look at some other lanes, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just watching us like that is... I'm just going to win this lane. Top lane's looking really rough here. Fatsloth getting harassed low, but so is Remster. Remster's getting body blocked by Bubba a little bit there. They're going to turn on 32 Ws, but these Eidolons, he's not really microing them well. I think 2 of them were actually hitting creeps instead of the Razor. Maybe a little bit more kill potential if he had been microing them properly. Oh, they might get the kill here on Enigma, so they do. And the Eidolons, it's going to be enough with Fatsloth jumping on him.
A little bit of a trade there. Kind of a fun lane. I want to go play Razor dual lanes now. It's less boring than the 1v1 mid where you just like sap damage and like, look, I can deny your creeps.
And speaking of mid, look at like just the way he's placing these spark rates. It actually gives Nier no way like into the lane safely.
Yeah, it's been hard. He like knows when he's about to harass like a second ahead. So when he puts a spark rate down, he knows that he's about to pressure his opponent before his opponent realizes it, and as a result, he just gets all this easy harassing.
Nier somehow has an XP advantage. What is the reason for this?
He went for a haste rune, I know.
So maybe that's what evened it out.
Could be that, yeah.
Because I would expect with that death and just the way that Nier's been getting zoned. Okay, he's actually manning up on Skater. A little bit of a mistake there from Skater.
He maybe could have gone for like a waveform nuke, but it was going to be close.
Yeah, I think Skater took a bit too much harass there that he didn't need to. I think the creeps were on him as well.
They're both even, basically. He brought another Tango, or he finished another Wraithband, actually. He's got about half HP. It's getting a little hairy here. Back in the other lanes, CK, the last hit leader, was 17. Not a lot of last hits this game at this moment.
And this Enigma is just annoying the hell out. Does he have his... No, there's no way he has his Soul Ring yet. He's got 2 and 8. And that's all denies, I guess, from denying the creeps, right?
Mm-hmm. Just ate all of his mangoes, too. That's part of the reason there's less last hits.
Yeah, Fatsloth is taking a lot of damage every time they pull out that plasma field with the Ignite.
Mm-hmm.
And he has no regen on him right now.
Yeah, they're doing a good job about that. It's kind of very similar to what we've seen in all 3 games, basically. Just harass opponents, try to get them to leave the lane as a result. Phoenix may be in some trouble here, but...
That was a very, very short Icarus dive. He just gets... he just dies to the decay.
It's pretty funny.
I wonder why he chose to Icarus dive about 100 units in front of him and then hit the brakes.
I think he didn't expect to end up getting killed. I mean, he got soul ripped. I don't think he was expecting his opponent to have soul rip, but everybody gets like 1 soul rip by 2 maybe. I don't know. Definitely confusing. Maybe just a mistake.
Yeah, and they did lose both bottom runes off that because Panda just went and snagged him up. I mean, there's no Phoenix, and Phoenix would be pretty good at contesting. It looks like Remster died.
Yeah, the Ogre went for the bounties, and at the same time they went to pressure.
That's
a nice
just
play.
a good read there from... Oh, he might get the kill here on this PA. PA has no sticks. He's trying to man up. Oh, okay, that's
spam.
Still worth it, right?
Yeah, he's gonna live too. Enigma's not high enough on HP.
But that was a good read there from the... Oh, again? This time in the mid lane.
It was Phoenix rotating over to pressure, but they just kind of killed them, it looks like. It's 4 Wraithbands on the Warden, by the way.
Is that the build? I thought you maxed out at 3.
Yeah, I think the reason he's doing this is because otherwise he won't be able to contest last hits against the Morphling. So rather than worry about like efficiency loss, he's just like, I just want to remain effective in last hitting. Which maybe is not that valuable because he's equal last hits as the Morphling now.
Yeah, I guess I thought Skater would, off of that early, basically level 1, well, minute 1 advantage, he would have a bit more of an overall advantage in the lane, but Nier's doing a pretty good job.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because he's gaining more health and stuff like that, but I don't know, maybe just a little bit overkill.
I don't think they get the kill here on the Morphling. He actually turned into the Arc Warden here, so he has the Flux. They might actually turn this on Panda. Doesn't have the waveform, doesn't have the mana for it, but they should be able to get the kill. Skater, that's just the illusion, and they don't actually get the gold from it.
It was just a good rotation too. Ogre came nearby, and basically as soon as the Fluxes came out, he just gets himself right on top of the Morphling so that he doesn't take the damage or get the slow. Abilities like actually like Arc Warden definitely seems like bullshit a lot of times, but he's actually super counterable. I just feel like players really don't do a good job of like walking with fluxed allies and stuff like that. And some of these like
you get fluxed and they just like it's like they're allergic to you. They'll just
they just don't know. They just don't. It's like I think it's a core player thing personally. Like as a support player, when you're thinking about like, oh, I need to heal this guy with like dazzle heal and stuff, you think about your allies more often. But cores generally in an average pub game, I think don't pay attention to that stuff.
They're actually going for a kill here on the top lane. Remster's been left alone because Bubba made that rotation, so the Naga fan club is actually reading this as a chance to go. Good good blocks here with the Eidolons from the Enigma, and now Bubba might need to be careful. They could probably turn this on him.
Yeah, they're doing a good job with the kills. Malefice actually becoming very problematic. And I almost feel like they should just swap their lanes now. Put Razor in the safe lane maybe and put Underlord up there. I feel like Underlord can deal with an Enigma PA super well.
Yeah, he just... I mean, you can't even throw the Eidolons at him. You're just feed him gold.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he does more harass against Chaos Knight for sure. But I also feel like Razor is going to easily be able to outplay a CK. Just he can sap his damage easier, arguably. Yeah,
I think the Naga fan club is like reading it well whenever they know when this Razor's alone, and they just kill him like every time that the support leaves the lane.
Yeah, they've done a really good job with that for sure.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised like that they're getting away right now with like the Naga fan club, that they're getting away with such a greedy lineup. Well, for the time being, you know, it might bite them in the ass later if they can't manage the farm across their cores. But for now, they're actually doing okay, and they're actually going to go on Remster again. They dropped the tombstone nice and far ahead of him, and yeah, he is surely dead. Skater here with the rotation. This is the early rotation that I'm used to seeing from him, and he actually gets the kill as well, so probably worth it. And he has a haste, so it's not like it was a huge time committal either.
Yeah, it was a good game. They definitely need to get Razor out of the lane though. Oh, his haste ran out. Okay, there's no boots on either player actually just yet. But they definitely need to rotate the Razor out of the lane. This is awful to keep sending him up here. He's not an offlane hero in this. He's like a 1v1 possible 2v2 hero, but when there's this many hero advantages, like swap him out. Throw the Underlord up here. He's got all of his items. Razor's only got 2 Wraith Bands. This guy needs some farm. But now it's like he's died an extra 2 times, and now by the time he gets to the spot lane, if he goes there, CK's got like 2 levels on him and like a whole drum.
Yeah, this is not the ideal lane, but I guess it's like they're just ramming their heads into the wall. Like you're losing the lane already. The same thing has happened like 3 times, and they just really haven't adjusted it. I'm not sure why though. I feel like this is an adjustment that Bubba, just as a captain, should have picked up on by this point.
Maybe they just don't feel safe about the Razor against CK, because if CK does get his ulti off, he could certainly score a kill, like a solo kill, but...
Oh, they may have found a kill here on Panda, but this is really easy for him to turn. He has a level 2 Tombstone. It looks like Razor was trying to chase Fat Sloth, so Panda will get away with this, and Raid actually needs to be careful. He is very deep here on this Undying. It looks like they're turning on Remster yet again. He does have the Plasma Field available. They're not going to be able to kill him, and now it looks like Nier is here. They may get the kill here. He throws the dagger out. It's not enough damage just yet. Is he going to be able to get the kill on Fat Sloth? Oh. He goes into the blur for a second there.
He just doesn't.
The clarity. Is he going to survive another dagger?
No,
oh, no.
He's got a lot of armor. Man, agility heroes have so much armor these days.
It's crazy. They actually got the kill on Pit Lord. It looks like Vipe solo killed the Pit Lord.
Yeah, he used his ulti for that. Did he get lucky? No,
Oh, they know he's here. They got the scan on Fat Sloth, but look at his positioning in the trees. And now Skater's illusion is here. Okay, yeah, they actually immediately pick up the kill on Fat Sloth, and it looks like Bubba will die for it, but it's probably worth it. Vipe is TPing, however, his illusions won't be here. And Nier gets a nice kill there on 32Ws.
He's got nothing else, though.
He's stuck. No TP either.
No mana. No nothing. This is... Best thing he can do, actually, is just hopefully they leave. They will spawn,
yeah, Skater's going to take this mid tower. He has the magnetic field, and he put it on top of the siege creep. So
He's thinking about diving to break trees, I guess. It's got to
okay,
walk home.
Not a bad play. They're still going to stun him up.
He's
I
fine.
think he's fine.
You can't kill him.
I love when you get the this is the fire spirit and you just see him try to wind up that animation. They're actually trying to fight here. I'm not sure if Nier wants to fight. It looks like he's trying to focus down Panda. Remster has arrived. 32Ws is here. He has the black hole. It's a nice two-man black hole. They're going to turn. They're going to try to get Remster. It's canceled there. Was that the stun from the ogre or the adaptive strike? Okay, so it was the morphling, and now Fatsloth, the one getting dangerously low. Skater has arrived. He has full mana. He still has the Tempest double. It looks like they might be able to bring Nier down. He's getting pulled back by Vipe, and they do find the kill. Bubba trying to walk away. Currently a favorable trade here for the Dire, especially if they're able to pick up the kill on the ogre. I'm sure Bubba is dead.
Black Hole ended up working out really well. I think the Razor needed to contribute his ulti a little earlier. He didn't use it until things got a little iffy. Morphin could have waveformed as well, so just small mistakes being made in these fights, but ultimately the initial bait of Morphin kind of sticking around doing some strength morphing or some agility morphing was kind of nice to get their opponents to commit. We still haven't seen Underlord in a fight either, which I think is a bit of a mistake too. This hero is like actually boss.
The farm is full Crimson first, but he's got 4 points in Atrophy Aura, which
maybe it's like
really good for fighting.
Yeah, no kidding. It would be really good against like CK, who's only buying strength items. But in the same vein, it might be that like, oh, he died, therefore his turn kill possibly. Oh yeah, big kill. One of those like, oh, you died, so you TP back to lane, then the fight starts, and you're like, well, I don't have TP now. Could be one of those situations.
He actually just TP'd top for some reason on the Pit Lord, even though the CK was running through there with a haste rune. So
yeah,
basically no chance of actually picking that kill up.
Yep, this is one of those situations where your team's like, yo, show up to a fight, dude, and then you get sensitive. Like, okay. You're like, oh shit, there's somebody here. Oh wait, they're gone. Oh, I'll still complete the TP, you know.
Skater might get the kill here on Remster. One more right click? No, not enough.
Where? I have no idea where you're looking. Oh, I see. The Razor.
It was in the top lane. He was just sending his Tempest double, and he almost killed the Razor with the Tempest double there.
This neutral creep almost killed Razor. He's not a strong person. He's got two.
I mean, his lane was awful. He's 2 and 5, level 7 right now.
It was fine at the start, and then he just like kept getting ditched. It's actually really tough when your support feels like they do need to get on the map, and maybe Morphling did feel that way. But just meant Razor just loses a lane that he's not supposed to.
There's a fight mid where there's dual tombstones right now. They may be able to get the kill here on Vibe. Raid is here. They have the Supernova. They have their own tombstone, and they've already killed the Undying's tombstone. They get stun on Nier. The Supernova cast really early. He didn't even try for the Icarus dive. They're trying to go on Skater a bit short with the waveform. And now Skater going to try to turn on Remster. They have the double flux. They're going to start dropping some of these spark rates. And not sure if they're going to be able to get the kill, but now Nier going to be the target. Another Spark Wraith, and I think he might just survive. Nobody died, so a lot of spells, not a lot of dying.
Yeah, well, costly for Skater too, because he just finished his Midas and he wasn't able to use the Midas from his Tempest double there.
Oh, so he's just had it. Oh, you mean like it died, so now he has to wait the 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, he gets an Arcane Rune. That'll definitely make it look a little bit more appealing. Can't complain too much.
Pit Lord just starts channeling this Dark Rift if he wants to guarantee he doesn't die.
I just don't think he needs to.
He's pretty tanky.
He's so hard to kill with Vanguard here. It's almost no way.
I thought they would commit more heroes, but I guess the Skater didn't actually show up. And Raid just steals the bounty rune.
This man needs to use his fucking Midas. Holy shit, dude.
He still hasn't used it on his main hero? He still hasn't used it.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. He heard you.
I mean, he had shit to do, kind of, and there was a Phoenix, but like, man, get to a neutral camp.
He was walking for. I mean, I would have just at that point, like, do you just throw it on a lane creep? Since
you
just had it in your inventory for like 35 seconds.
And he has an Arcane Rune, so I mean, he basically gets himself an extra 80 gold using it before.
Okay, I am sure this Pit Lord is not the target right now.
It is definitely not. That guy's actually impossible to kill.
They even black hole him. I think if he just turns around and drops a Firestorm, he's gonna get a double kill right here. Okay, McFatslot, he's ticking down. He gets the kill on the PA. Panda's gonna die too. Vilsky just... You don't go on the Pit Lord.
You know what the mistake was? Essentially, it was like the Pit Lord just sitting farming the whole game, and then Naga Fan Club was like, let's take the fight to Pit Lord, guys. Yeah. They could have just gone anywhere else. They would have won this game easily. But instead they try to fight into the tankiest guy on the enemy team with a Vanguard when they just
And
don't
that
have
just
that
gave
much
Crimson.
damage.
It's a free Crimson Guard for him, so now he's going to be even harder to kill.
And again, they're all physical damage, so it's going to be a bad time. On the bright side, CK did get a solo kill top. I think it was, yeah, Razor dying once again.
Oh, yeah.
Good for Razor. He's farmed a crown.
This is just the Tempest double, right? It still gives a good amount of gold if they kill it, so...
True.
They're trying to keep it... Oh, the egg is dropped. Vipe just going to stand here, attack the egg. They don't have Fire Blast, so Vipe just going to solo kill the egg. It actually looks like Panda is the one who stole it, and now Nier currently transformed into an Arc Warden. He drops the Magnetic Field. They're trying to find around it. Filski doesn't have any spells left. Firestorm coming off in 1 second. He starts the Dark Rift channel, but this is late. I think they might be able to save Nier. Nope, Nier unable to be saved, and Fat Sloth going to survive. Bubba stuck. Might get the kill on Panda as a return kill. He actually gets the...
What? He got both?
What? I think the... Yeah, because the Ignite hits 2 targets now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Plus
Yeah, it can hit multiple.
Multicast, so... Yeah, he got...
Wow.
Oh, no all chat.
Is that a rule?
No, well, okay, so here's the funny thing. He just all chatted, but Bubba is the one who actually requested no all chat.
That's the
for
rule.
The grand finals. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure I'm sure nothing will come of it, but yeah, if a team requests no all chat, there can be no all chat outside of GG's and I think like pause, explanations like DCs and stuff.
Okay.
But I think he was just feeling himself there, getting the double kill.
That was a
before
pretty good
dying.
double kill. I
He
mean,
picked up the PA. That's 503 gold there for the Ogre.
yeah, this man needs to buy a Midas, dude. He deserves it. It's one of those games. He's not going to, but
He's earned it.
you know who needs a Midas is fucking Razor, dude. Razor's got a rough one ahead of him. Scott had to go for the health talent. He looks better with that at least. Looks a little bit safer.
Did he get it? Oh, the 200 health? I mean,
Yeah.
he still feels like any hero on the Dire would probably kill him outside of Undying.
But survivability is almost everything that that Razor needs.
They're going on Filski again.
Doesn't have magic resistance just yet.
I'm sure he picks up a pipe, and at that point, the Pit Lord is actually unkillable. They maybe have enough damage. Vipe is here. He pops the Crimson Guard. He's sitting on top of this pure damage Midnight Pulse, so they may be able to get the kill on the Pit Lord. Finally, he is still alive, tanking through everything. They pull him again. They're trying to focus down the Tombstone, and now the egg is down. Filski somehow still alive. He finally goes down to one final decay there. McFat Sloth way out of position.
They just ditched him. They ditched him
Yeah,
so hard.
He's still alive. They're trying to chase him down. That Sunray is actually on point right now. They're going to get Fat Sloth. Can they chase for more? Yep, they're going to find Vipe as well. He's going to try and turn. No luck on him.
Once again, they're like, let's
Arc versus
kill.
Arc right now. Nier
let's
just
kill the
jumps
Underlord.
on Skater into his bubble. He's going to man up. He can start morphing, and he does. He's going to survive this. Well played there. That's 748 gold for the Morphling.
Okay.
Tempest double as well? Oh, okay. He gets the Tempest double. He's out of mana, though. Okay.
No
the Black
Midnight.
Hole. Can they bring him down? Yeah, they have no
It's fully
Midnight
morphed.
Tombstone.
Oh, that's painful. Like, oh, Malefice is already used. All right, that was
TA
a
is
little.
here.
That's a little.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
that's a nice
Nier
TV.
just gets away with murder. That is, yeah, he
Wow.
completely man. And I think I've actually seen this exact matchup. I don't think it was Skater, but Nier playing the Morphling into an Arc Warden, and he just gets very aggressive on them. Which, I mean, that's I guess how you counter the hero. You get inside his magnetic field.
Yeah, it definitely worked out pretty well. You have more options than he does. You can gain extra health. Best thing he could do is maybe TP after he uses like an adaptive strike of agility, maybe. But he's probably saving it for that last moment anyway. So it's definitely tough. And he does way more physical damage. Like the Midas on Arc Warden, I think has actually hurt him a little bit because in all these early fights when he had an advantage, he just didn't do that much damage. He attacked really fast, but that was it.
What would you have liked to see him go? I think I've seen
Maybe the
Necro buff.
Maelstrom Rush.
Oh,
instead.
you want the Maelstrom Rush,
Maybe.
you think?
But he probably felt confident because his game was pretty solid.
This Roche seems risky. Although they don't have Black Holes, so it's actually not that risky.
Guess there's no
They didn't know
neutrals
this
here.
is happening.
Doesn't look like it.
I don't think they have the wards for this. They never walked near this top ward up here, or this ward's a little bit too far back to have actually spotted them. So
Seems like all their wards are controlling their jungle, maybe, so that Arc Warden can get farm.
yeah, and Morphling has a
Perhaps.
Manta now, so that's also you can just purge off the fluxes and all that. just disjoint all that.
Greaves almost ready for Underlord. Looks like Mech
Oh, he
is
went
on
for
the
the
way.
Greaves instead of
Yeah.
the...
I think that's absolutely fine. He's got so much health. He's got natural magic resistance from his strength.
That is true.
It's not a big deal. There's not that much magic coming from the Dire team. It's basically just Arc Ward and spells.
So do you think this is Rax here? Do you think they just need to go off this momentum without the black hole?
I like the tomb location. It's a really good place.
I'm not sure if Nier's tomb location is very good for the Morphling. It's actually just gone.
Yeah. You need to place that one out of base a little.
You put it up in their high ground, it's questionable at best.
He just got excited. He's like, oh, I can place Tombstone. So another Midas in the game on Enigma this time.
Okay, we were already talking about how they have a greedy lineup, and this is taking it to a new level.
At least he has a hood, I guess. He's instantly going back for survivability. And once you get 15, it can really pay off. But I feel like I haven't seen Enigma skip the GPM talent in a while. Maybe he still will. Oh, but it's definitely a little weird.
Nier has a DD. I think he may actually just be able to solo kill Vipe. He pops the Manta, so Vipe pulls the wrong illusion in. However, Bubba also guesses wrong on the illusion. And I think that's going to disengage, but that's Phantasm down. That's actually pretty huge.
Yeah. It's worked out okay. I think they're doing a really good job dealing with the PA as well this game. Just tons of magic damage. Never letting up.
And she's going for the Vlad's Deso, so no B Fury catch up either.
Yeah, I think that's probably needed. Because there's been so many early fights. Yeah, that's true, actually.
They do have Black Hole. This may be one of their better opportunities. They put the Midnight Pulse down. They pull Remster. This is one of the easier kills. They do have the Glimmer Cape. He's going to be able to get out of that vision range. He starts to drain Vipe. Vipe doesn't have the Phantasm available. He's getting low. 32W's gearing up in the Black Hole. It's actually on 3. It's pretty good, but it looks like Nier goes down before being able to cancel, but it doesn't seem to do all that much damage. They don't have any follow-up, and now Nier trying to man up, has to pop the Manta. It looks like he will actually disengage, has the Tombstone available yet again, and more than likely just going to force this tier 3 tower. They're defending it a little bit here with these magnetic fields, but they really don't care. In fact, they just jump on the Arc Ward and they get the Undying as well, and now Fat Sloth getting dangerously low. A Soul Rip there from Nier playing the Morphling beautifully, but Fat Sloth will survive for now. Vipe pulling Remster back. Remster somehow still alive on this Razor. Now the egg is out. It's only 32W. He's trying to focus it out, but the magnetic field actually allowing him to kill it fast enough. And this is a very chaotic fight. They look like they're trying to bring down the Enigma, but he's actually getting controlled, so he's not able to throw out the last Firestorm. They need to start backing here maybe on the Radiant.
They actually do no damage. It's so hard for them to get kills.
Hitlord, are they going to get it? They jump him. Oh, they pull him back. They're going to get him. Okay.
He is so hard to kill this game. This was such a good pick. Well, they actually don't get the racks, surprisingly, considering how well they were diving there.
How many buybacks? It was Skater. They got the buyback off.
They got 2. Arc Warden and the Enigma.
Okay. I guess the Arc Warden's the more important one there since they didn't have Black Hole anyways.
Yeah. Kind of crazy fight, but they hold, I guess. Once they get Mjolnir on the Arc Warden, it's definitely going to be a lot easier. But they do still have to worry about the Morphling jumping in and doing a bunch of damage. He's queuing up an E-Blade now. I actually think it is a good game for it, especially since he's like done the partway transition, you know. He's paid his debts, gone normal Morphling, now he can transition to get the one-shot stuff.
Yeah, and you did mention it like way at the start, like if it would be crazy, and I think when you have like this momentum that it's like actually just perfect.
I just think it's good because they have things like support Enigma, who's not going to be able to get like a hood and a BKB with a blink really easily. It's good against like Arc Warden too, because Arc Warden doesn't really buy BKB for a while. Not like super long, but you know he's gonna finish his Mjolnir first, and then maybe.
And he's already not even
Shadow
struggling to like kill this Arc like quickly.
Yeah.
The E-Blade just makes it even quicker.
You can just always out damage him in melee range. He's got like triple the armor basically. Just has more control. If they get the only item that would really make Morphling a little scared is Orchid, but Manta's been done for so long. It's gonna have to get like Orchid and Nullifier to actually pose a threat.
So in the last games, I asked you what do you think the win condition is? What do you see here for the Dire? Is it just all going to be around this Black Hole, how he uses it?
Yeah, Black Hole's big. Midnight Pulse is really big too. It's a ton of damage against all these tanky heroes. I mean, they could catch Morphling. If you can get like a Blink Dagger and get a big play, I think that would be huge.
Well,
for
he's
sure.
not too far off. I mean, the Midas is going to start paying. He has it off cooldown now again, so...
He really wants to go use it.
Yeah, he can just go into the jungle. There's
No.
a large camp there. Don't do it.
Midas that catapult, what you doing? I don't know what he's doing. There's a lot
okay,
of
they
Midas
really
farms.
don't utilize these well.
They don't. He finally kills it. He could have had that already. Eagle Song ready for Morphling. 900 away from his E-Blade. I mean, PA is so far behind this game. This is not where you want PA in the net worth chart. But I just don't think they had a lot of other options. It's just been so much fighting going on in this game. I also feel like CK's damage is kind of utterly mediocre this game. I'm not a big fan of the S and Y, I think. Maybe it's like crazy to go an Armlet or something when you're up against an Underlord because there's just so much damage, but Armlet is like the damage item. S and Y is quite costly for what it gives, I think.
Wouldn't you if you're going to skip the Armlet? Because I guess the reason for skipping the Armlet is because you'll just die during Firestorm anyways, right?
Potentially.
And
but S and Y doesn't do that much.
What about Echo Saber? Like, you could at least get that. Do you think
Echo
the damage
is
output from
okay.
Echo Saber is better?
Echo's really costly for the raw benefits that it gives. Like, Armlet costs less money by like 300 gold. And it gives you like, I don't know, 40 more damage or something. Echo Saber is just really costly. I mean, the slow is nice. And I guess the other issue is that playing against an Underlord, he's already up a hill anyways, because he's playing a hero that conventionally only buys strength items for damage up against an Underlord. So maybe it just doesn't get good no matter what. But I still feel like Armlet is still so value. I feel like it's hard to not pick it up. But maybe he's going this like hybrid tank thing, just wants to stun more. But I just don't think that does much.
I don't think they have enough damage. I mean, maybe with this Desolator picked up on the PA, they maybe get like a surprise fight where if they get like lucky on a crit and they just blow someone up, they can really turn it. But it seems really hard for them. And okay, Remster is really far ahead of anyone. I think they're going to get baited in if they actually go for this. They pull Remster back, but now Vipe in a little bit of trouble. They drop the Tombstone, and here's the Blink Black Hole. It actually
got 5.
Everyone. Oh, they got all 5 with the Black Hole. They pull Remster back, but now the Greaves are popped, and they're going to turn this fight, and they are just melting here on the Dire. The Egg is here, the Root holding everyone in place. It doesn't look like PA survives this. Undying doesn't either. CK is dead. They don't have buyback on 2 of these heroes. Oh, it looks so good.
That was so good. He didn't get the Midnight Pulse off first, not wanting maybe to cast it, but
yeah,
he did stand there a very long time. Like there was a very long moment there before the Black Hole came out for sure. But boy, is that a Black Hole. I mean, they tried to burst down the Razor, but it took a little bit too long to get him. Underlord's getting pretty low here.
He has the Greaves available in 5 stacks. If he can just survive that long, they could actually maybe just turn this again. They pop the Greaves now, near turning into the CK. He pulls Vipe back, but here's the Midnight Pulse. They need to not fight inside of that. They may be able to get Filsky finally to blink forward. Okay, they still defend.
Now Underlord's definitely missing having something like a hood, or at least a cloak. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank, man. They don't have that little damage output.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Like not having the Midnight Pulse on that Black Hole.
Yeah, they would have killed the Razor. Razor wouldn't have gotten healed by the Greaves. Then they wouldn't have had to spend like an extra second or two killing the Razor. They could have focused a different hero instead, and he probably wouldn't have stolen damage and done a plasma field and everything else. So maybe if they're able to take out like Razor and another hero, the fight's completely different.
And the worst part is, as soon as the Black Hole ended, like they just popped the Greaves and the Crimson, but they also got like 2 Pit of Malice like roots like back to back on the heroes that were in the Firestorm. So like the damage on that like turn was just insane.
That's a good point. Well, it looked so good. Might still work out for them, but we'll see. Pipe finished up for Enigma now. He went cooldown reduction.
PA's not going BKB.
Even after the Deso?
She's building, well, I'm just going based off the queued items, and it's
There's no
only Crimson Guard.
I think he meant to queue up Abyssal Blade and accidentally clicked Crimson Guard.
He just went to like the Ring of Health and just queued the first
item.
item.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm gonna buy Abyssal. Oh, and then just clicked on a Crimson. It's got to be that. There's no way Crimson is that.
So, because I do not want to see a Crimson out of this PA.
Yeah, I don't think he'll. There's no way. Unless he accidentally buys it, but armor's not.
They scan it, but it's just an illusion. I think they think that they're in here because the scan hit.
Well, they got to check it out at least.
Yeah.
They've also got a Spirit Vessel. Spirit Vessel's on the way for Undying too, so they're building the items they'll need.
So Rosha's up in 20 seconds. They didn't get the racks though, so no like passive lane shove. Do you think what When is Black Hole up? Yeah, they could probably, this is probably a good fight there if the Dire want to take it at the pit.
It's true. Arc Warden's accelerating pretty well too. He's got Shadow Blade finished. He's attacking stupid fast. He's got magic damage. There's actually no magic resistance on Razor, by the way. No Hood, no BKB. He's trying to rush his Shivas. They're actually going to hit this really good timing now. Like, they don't even... Literally nobody on... Or the only magic resistance they have is a Glimmer Cape on the Radiant team. It's crazy.
I don't think you go for, do you think you go for this AC on Pit Lord over the...
There's no way. It's actually... It's bonkers to me that they haven't decided to pivot at this point. Like, you know that they're going to get a Maelstrom on Arc Warden. It's clear he's got a Mjolnir. He's been using it on creep waves, I'm pretty sure. Like, you need at least, like...
really weird to me.
You need at least, like at least a Hood, probably, on Pit Lord.
Yeah, I mean, I think the trifecta of the Crimson, Greaves, Pipe, like, you could possibly just get 5-man Black Holding in and actually just turn the fight. Like, when you come out, if you don't die and you just pop all 3.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more damage than they expect. And it makes
they've
Pit
already
Lord vulnerable.
popped the Phantasm here, so they're looking to fight. They have the Zoning Pit of Malice. They don't have the Firestorm, however, they used it inside of the pit. Now Remster comes out. They try to bring down Nier immediately. He's going to drop the Tombstone, and it's only a 1-man Black Hole. Phoenix kind of flies into it. They do bring the Razor down. He's already bought back. They're going to be able to focus the Egg, so the Egg is not going to be there. And now Filsky going to get focused down by all 5 of the heroes here, or all 4 of the heroes here. On the Dire, however, they have to buy back on Skater, and now Nier dangerously low on mana, has no Manta available. He's getting healed up by the Phoenix, however, he's going to be able to get the double kill here, bringing down the Undying, and now it looks like Remster going for the chase, going to get juked out. Do they still take this fight on the Dire?
It's pretty hard now. Everybody's alive on the Radiant team. They've used all their big abilities. Biggest damage deal of that fight. It was Undying. Did you expect that?
Wait, was it? Where is it?
Yes.
Oh.
It was his ulti. 7% current health damage per second in magical. That was Undying. That was Underlord. That was Underlord just tanking magic damage the whole fight.
Wow.
Shit adds up, man. That Underlord ulti change, or the Undying ulti change is pretty big if you don't think about it. Because the other ulti was like kind of the same principle, but I guarantee that, like, I think one really important thing to do when you die is check to see what ways you're taking damage. I don't know if you ever do that, where you can click like
not
the
as
breakdown.
Often as I'd like. Yeah,
but
no, I just see who
so
killed
important.
me, and I'm like, well.
Like, you can definitely think like, oh, they have a lot of magic damage or they have a lot of physical, but sometimes you'll be surprised. And I think it's really important that you double check once in a while, just so you can make sure that you're building the right defensive items, because this is absolutely one of those moments. Like, maybe they're thinking we need AC because we're going to need to go high ground, and Morphling will need a little bit extra oomph there, but they definitely need like 1 pipe on this team. Maybe put on an Underlord, let Razor get a BKB eventually or something, but they need 1. I think it would be nice.
I'll definitely start doing that more often. I actually didn't really even think of that. Usually you're right, like I'm just like, oh, I'm just taking a lot of magic damage, I'll just build this item, but I don't actually check like the damage breakdown that often.
Yeah, I just look at like the bar. It's like, oh, did I take 80% magic? Was it 50-50? Like, it just gives you a couple of easy answers, more or less. They still did win that fight pretty convincingly, though. The buybacks were helpful. They did take a while to die, and Black Hole only secured 1 kill, and I think it was just the Razor. They got 16 seconds till Black Hole.
Is the Twitch chat correct? They are. This is a completed Crimson. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, they just killed. That's Aegis. Aegis is gone. Who has the cheese? They have the cheese on Razor. I think they may be looking to back here on the Radiant. Filsky is actually caught in the Black Hole. It's immediately canceled that time by Nier, so they're not going to be able to burst him down. The cheese was already popped by Remster. They're trying to fight now here on the Dire. They are getting Remster very low. The Midnight Pulse is out, but that's actually Nier's Midnight Pulse. I'm not sure if they're aware that that isn't their Midnight Pulse, as they are taking a lot of damage standing inside of it, but the Morphling does die again, and they've already lost 3 here for the Radiant, and Skater with the triple kill.
Okay.
All right.
Crimson Guard PA, guys. It's a thing. They didn't even buy back. That was just a regular... Like, the Black Hole got instantly interrupted, and they still crushed that fight.
I don't think it helps that the Morphling died to, like, what was that, like a Soul Rip or something?
Yeah, I could see that. When he was pretty agility morphed. They just do a pretty damn good amount of damage at this point. And yes, PA does have a Crimson Guard, but it's going to give them some teamfight longevity, which is important when an enemy at Morphling goes something like Ethereal Blade. Because he's got like burst potential, but now they're just getting overwhelmed in terms of overall DPS. Between
I
like
don't
a
think they
Razor.
can defend without Pit Lord. He's got their Greaves, he's got their Firestorm, their D-Push.
Yeah. I'm sure Arc Warden did a stupid amount of damage in that fight too. And now he's almost got his Nullifier. It's really close.
Yeah, that's going to be really rough. I think they just have to give up this Rax. I don't think that there's anything they can do about this.
So
and
much
they're not
damage.
getting greedy either. They're just backing with it.
Playing really safe. Definitely a lot of damage with that Veil coming out.
Okay, Raid needs to be careful. I'm pretty sure Skater's just going to kill this Phoenix. Okay, they do get the
Bubba
Glimmer Cape on him. Now they're
bro.
trying to turn here on Bubba. They get the kill on Bubba. Bubba has no buyback. And look at the damage Nier just took from one Soul Ring. That was like 550 damage there.
Yeah, that was
75% of his health.
That was pretty incredible. But yeah,
That's how he died, I'm pretty sure.
So we're kind of seeing like a combination of factors. It's like the Dire team is building solely tanky between like SNY, BKB, Chaos Knight. He's like, he does some damage, but it's not incredible. And then PA just keeps buying survivability items and auras between Vlad's and Crimson. And now they have a pipe on Enigma, they've got a mech on Enigma. They actually are just out tanking the damage. And because there's enough magic resistance on the Radiant team, they're just getting worked down slowly.
Yep, and the Pit Lord is probably not going to be completing this AC anytime soon. He could have just gotten himself a pipe.
Or just a hood even. Would have done a lot.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I mean, there's two heroes on the Radiant team just sitting on a plate mail. Underlord and Razor are just sitting on a plate mail. One's going for Shivas, one's going for AC.
And they kind of do have to get a plate mail because there's a PA with the Deso and an extra -3 armor. So they actually do need the minus. They do need the armor. That's definitely valid, but maybe not this much. But I don't know if they anticipated the PA going to Crimson Guard. So maybe they thought like, oh, we need more armor for his next item. That's going to be scary.
Yeah, I don't know. Now they have a 10k lead here on the Naga fan club. So the game now just got really hard for the Kobold Taskmasters, especially because their Morphling had to buy back, and I don't think PA has used buyback. I think Skater bought back last time at the Roche fight on the Arc Warden, but not PA. Actually, we can just check buyback status.
If we can figure out that number, damn. That's I.
Yes, PA has it. So PA, Enigma, Undying have buyback. Nobody else does. Mostly just for timer. Vipe is going to have it soon on the CK. And they're going to have it soon on the Ogre, but that's not really that important.
I do kind of like the Shiva's potential that Razor will provide, though, because there is still a lot of right-click coming out of the Dire team. But now they're just out-farming so much between, like, Enigma's Midas and stuff like that. So they have 2 Midases, 3 technically with Arc Warden, so it just feels like they're getting way more gold. Especially Arc Warden, he's, like, stupidly ahead now.
The fact that they're getting away with this is just absolutely insane. Not only is it already a greedy draft, like just based on picks, but then they go for double Midas. Well, technically triple Midas if you count the Arc Warden.
Definitely making a difference here. I mean, the Razor's kind of been behind the whole game, and he had definitely a window that looked okay, but hasn't gotten very good since then.
Yeah, I think that was the little timing where he was just tanky enough to survive the initiation, and the Pit Lord could like kind of turn things. But now, okay, they're actually just going to jump on him. He pops the Manta immediately. Not sure if Vipe is going to keep chasing this. Yep, he's not microing at all, so they know which one's the real one. He gets a 3-second stun. They're going to pop the BKB on Vipe. A nice pit there, but it's not going to save Remster. More than likely, immediately start channeling the Dark Rift. Now they maybe save Remster. The Yules, they actually get everyone out. And the... Okay. So... Black Hole's down. That happened.
I think, to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think what happened is he thought that when a hero's in the Eul's in the air that they still would stay. Because before when you'd Eul somebody... Because there was somebody in the air on Eul's when the Dark Rift kicked in.
You just get pulled back in Dark Rift regardless of the ability.
I think in the past that didn't actually work like that.
Are you sure? I thought that you could even be Astral and it would just bring you back. Oh, they almost killed Nier.
I could have swore there was like like Eul's at one point was a way to deal with people that were Dark Rifted, but I might be wrong.
I think I'd have to go look, but I'm almost positive just from when I would play Pit Lord that like if somebody was Eul's or Astraled or anything that they would still just be pulled back if they were in the area. But even then, like...
We'll
That
just
seemed
we'll
like
just call it a
really late
shithole.
black hole.
It
Yeah,
was.
it was really late. Either
Maybe
way.
maybe he thought he blinked closer or I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like I think if you were counting, maybe a solid 3-4 seconds after there were no heroes in that area, and the black hole came out.
Yeah. 10 armor here for the Razor. They are. It feels like the Radiant team is just running across the map, dealing with like things that suck to deal with, like illusions and stuff. Just doesn't feel like it's getting better for them.
Yeah, and this is they haven't been, I guess, gaining as much more like in the first game where they actually had just total map control.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the difference between when Naga Fan Club is ahead versus when Kobold Taskmasters is ahead. Is Naga Fan Club like keeps growing their net worth lead, whereas Kobold Taskmasters, they really didn't. They just had like an advantage, but they weren't actually gaining gold from it.
We got Midas is ready. I mean, Arc Warden's almost maxed out here. He's about to finish his Bloodthorn. I guess he can swap his Midas out afterwards, but they are in a very good spot.
What does he get rid of the Midas for a Hex super late?
That
Then he would have
sounds
Hex.
pretty good.
You'd have the Hex Nullifier and the Bloodthorn at that point. You just solo killed basically anyone if you catch them.
I guess
with
he
a
can
Tempest
still
Double.
he can still get Silver Edge too. He's got a lot to go actually, which
that's true,
seems
yeah.
crazy considering his current net worth bar.
He's still got 3 items to complete, man. He's got to keep
plus
farming.
plus a Moonshard.
I mean,
Yes.
Skater right now could. Okay, they see him. They're at least keeping sentries up, so gonna give up that 300. What is that? 300 gold? Yeah. They have Black Hole again. It's been long enough. He might just go for it. He gets the blink. He gets the Black Hole, and Ogre can't cancel it. I don't know. He's not in position for it, but they don't actually manage to get near. The egg is popped already. They have the pit kind of zoning him in. They aren't able to bring this Undying down. That Undying is actually just surviving through everything. The tombstones, and now Vipe has arrived. Nier has to pop the BKB to try to bring down the tombstone. And the buyback has come out of the Undying. It looks like Fatsloth also popped his BKB, but didn't get anything out of it. Raid going to go down on the Phoenix, and no buyback on him. So they are now at a numbers disadvantage for the Radiant team. The Glimmer going to keep Filsky alive for a little bit longer. It looks like the call is bottom instead of trying for the end. And now they blink forward. They might be able to catch Remster. They see him. They head the BKB on Vipe. They might be able to bring this Razor down. And he is draining, but he is draining the PA, who is pretty far away from him. Nier is just getting controlled back here by Skater, and now he might be able to find the kill. He gets the Flux. He's trying to man fight. He gets the Arc Ward, and now Vipe going to be in a lot of trouble. Filsky still sticking on him, but they don't actually have catch for the CK. So Vipe just kind of walks away, but that's a dieback on Panda.
Well, it looked like they had full control of the enemy base, but again, they accomplished almost nothing. Tower's still alive. Morphling was able to deal with the Arc Warden really well. Basically, they had a little duel going on while the rest of the team kind of fought, so...
It looked really odd. They were like 2 heroes in their own fight away from the rest of the chaos.
Yeah, and it looked like Arc Warden got away. He went invis, but he must have made a mistake or broke invis or something, and then Morphling was able to kill him.
Oh, this is so lucky for them that Roche is up now. They really, really need another Aegis.
Maybe that was just a Tempest double and I was wrong. Because he's in a BOT, so he didn't buy back and get into the fight. Yeah, he didn't buy back at all. Must have been his Tempest double or something. It's definitely nice to pick up the Roche, though.
And this is Refresher. Who do you give it to here? This seems like a tough one.
Underlord? No? Oh, wait, Razor, because you get a double Eye of the Storm.
Oh, right, double Eye of the Storm, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that shit's real good, man. It's better if you have eggs, but
better, yeah.
Or the other talent. It's still very good though.
Okay, so this is huge that they've already forced the buyback here out of Skater. So they have an Aegis on their Morph and no buyback on the Arc Warden. They do have Black Hole again though. This cooldown reduction actually coming in, allowing this Black Hole. I think he's gotten like 1 extra Black Hole now.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see him start dropping Midnight Pulse before his hole, though. He hasn't done it. pretty
It's on
consistently. Oh, he's going
cooldown.
for it.
So there he gets the black hole. There's no midnight pulse. It's a nice 3-man there. Filski keeping him alive for now. It looks like they will be able to bring the Razor down immediately, though. And now Mir is muted. They have the egg. It's going to stun everyone up, and Filski just going to channel the Dark Rift. They are looking, but he actually cancels the Dark Rift. That seems like a bit of a mistake. I don't know if they can actually fight this. Mir getting controlled. He's brought down one time, and now it looks like they're going to be able to bring the Phoenix down as well. Raid, he has the refresher. He actually goes for the refresher on the egg, and Mir trying to man up on Skater. They can actually get the kill on Skater. They might be able to bring him down, but Mir getting dangerously low. They have the egg stun yet again. He still has the Shivas, which he hasn't used, and the Fire Spirits. They aren't able to kill Skater just yet. He's still running away with the Shadow Blade. It's going to expire. Vipe trying to man up on Mir, and now Phoenix still just somehow surviving, throwing out these Fire Spirits. They can't get the kill on Vipe. He's too tanky. There's still a Tombstone. Fat Sloth still trying to fight against this Morphling, and he is just going to TP out. Are they going to be able to stun him? They don't have the vision, and everyone gets out that was still remaining.
I think that was a good fight for the Dire team. They got a little advantage. It wasn't actually super one-sided. Pretty even team fight. I guess a bunch of deaths on the Radiant side, though. Razor bought back at some point, too.
Aegis and Refresher for nothing.
Yeah. Razor's just getting bursted down in the black hole every single fight. He's always the target. Imagine if this guy had a hood.
Yeah, this is gonna be hood. Like, you should just hood gaming and just slap it on every hero here.
I mean, now he's like, well, time to get a BKB. Buy a fucking hood, man. If you just have a hood all game,
Nier's actually going for this kill play with the self dust. He's getting controlled right now. He's gonna get nullified before he's able to get the BKB. Nier is actually going to die here.
Holy shit!
He's gonna be forced to buy back. Oh, he went for like a cute little play where he brought his own dust with a Shadow Blade to kill the Arc Ward, and the Vipe was already there. And now they found Razor as well.
Holy shit.
He has no buyback, and he's holding the cheese.
Dude, this Bloodthorn is so sick now with the CK and the PA. It's like completely accelerating these two guys, and they want to try to pressure this.
Are they actually going for the end now?
Surely that's not the move. Hit some tier 3s.
Skater's top. Yeah, he's going for the tier 3, so he's got his eyes on the prize. They may be able to get the PA. She's going to pop her BKB. They get the mech as well. Skater doing the right thing in the top lane, just trying to get some objectives, and now they finally turn towards tier 3s. Nier not buying back. I don't think you let them get megas to hold buyback.
I mean, they're killing everything.
Why isn't he buying back immediately? Okay, so now they might just be able to get the kill. They get the blink, the black hole on 2. There's no counterplay. Phoenix goes down. He has no buyback, and Nair finally buys back, but it's extremely late. And now they're losing their top tier 3. Skater still on the rat. Nier going to go for the kill. He gets the kill on Skater. Skater actually has no buyback, but all they have left is these top racks. His team is dying. Vilski's still alive for the time being, has the gem. Nier trying to man up on Vipe. He pops the BKB. If he can get the kill on this CK, that would be huge. They could force a buyback out of him now. But is it worth all the structural damage here?
I mean, those are some fat numbers on the Dire team for respawns, so it's not all bad. But
there's a buyback though for the CK if he wants it. It's just actually that gives them a 70-second window right now where they have all 5 heroes up without Arc Ward, and that they could just end tier 4s.
It's definitely worth crossing the map for, that's for sure. Maybe they can get some barracks equilibrium, picking up 2 or something like that.
You don't think you just go for the end with this Arc Ward and no buyback? There's only like 10 seconds till everyone's up.
I guess, I mean, they potentially can, especially with Bloodlust with extra attack speed. Morphling is attacking crazy fast, but he's really limited on mana pool. The Scotty will help, but I mean, their allies are just respawning, and...
Yeah, they're going in. I think they're going for it.
Okay.
They're using the Rift. I mean, they could still just use this to get racks, but... They have
so many
vision
sentries.
of this morph. They drop the Tombstone, the buyback on the CK. They see Nier, but they go for the black hole. They're holding him down for now. They might be able to bring him down fast enough. They're not able to. He waveforms away, and now Filski has caught 3 with the Pit of Malice. He hasn't dropped the Firestorm just yet, and now he does, and now it's Nier versus Fat Sloth. And I don't actually know who's winning this fight. There are 2 Dire heroes versus 2 Radiant heroes. Filski getting low now. They have this, the Vessel was actually doing a lot of work. Nier not putting out anywhere near enough damage, and Vipe extremely tanky here with this heart. They might be able to bring the CK down. This is his buyback. They get the CK. Fat Sloth trying to man up against Remster, but Remster is actually going to win this man fight. They have the buyback on the PA.
Ooh, it's bad.
Skater's going to be respawning soon.
No black hole. They've used the refresher orb on Enigma already.
They're going to have Greaves up soon, right? Okay, so they can sustain right now. Nier's going to get a nice little boost in health. Okay, so he's using the Midnight Pulse at least. They're going to get the second tomb. And yeah, Raid just healing them all up. So they are full, and there are 2 heroes missing. However, if he micros this Arc Warden properly, I mean, he's basically like 2 fully 6-slotted heroes.
They got to get a kill right now. So
Yeah,
important.
they're actually jumping on Filski. They might be able to get the Pit Lord before he's able to do anything. 95 seconds on him. It looks like Nier is trying to man up on Skater. He has the Shadow Blade. There's no detection on Nier. Nier now trying to get away. He's going to get Bloodthorn now. They have the Nullifier. If Nier goes down, there's nothing left for him. He gets nullified.
He's muted.
Oh, he's muted. They're trying to bring him down. Are they going to be able to bring him down? He has no buyback now. Nier goes down. They lose the Phoenix as well. And are they going to lose Remster? Remster has no buyback for 3 minutes. And it looks like the throw is a counter throw as they lose their Razor as well.
Dude.
Oh, that is so bad.
Well, it's on the other foot now. No Morphling for 100 seconds. This looks terrible, though. This is... Without Morphling, I don't know how they're going to defend here. They're still very killable here. They're crossing the map. They've got everybody they need except for CK, but he's just tanky.
There's a double damage rune here for the Dire as well. Their heroes are across the map, but I think it's worth going to pick that up. Oh, wait, there's two double damage runes.
It's okay, and Nine has the other one, though.
They could have just given it to Arc Warden. And he has a Rapier. He actually just bought out a Rapier here.
That's a really good plan. Just overwhelming damage right now. They can get a pick off. Oh, he kind of showed his main hero. I don't know if he meant to do this.
He's standing still.
I don't think he realized.
Micro. He's really thinking about this one.
I'm pretty sure he meant to leave his hero up there. That way it didn't show. And he's like microing the illusion. Then they're like, oh shit, there's Arc Warden. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, they have Fortify in 34 seconds, but I don't know if that's enough time. They go for the black hole here on the back lines, trying to hold him down. Skater just going to be focusing down these tier 4 towers. Now Fatsoft with the jump in there. Might be able to bring out Filski. He's channeling the Dark Rift like 10 feet from his fountain. He brings 2 heroes back, and now the Ancient is starting to go down. It looks like Skater will be able to bring it, and that is more than likely GG for PST Sunday. They win it in game 3.
That was a very close series. That was a fun game to watch. It was like every player just did what they wanted to. They're like, this is the move. And everybody gave it their all. Like, he saw black hole opportunities, he went for it every single time. Didn't always tell his team he was going in, you know? Never casted Midnight Pulse first. But boy, did he get a lot of black holes.
He's just like, all right, I see it, I'll do it.
And sometimes that's kind of how you have to do it, because if you wait for communication, especially with varying skill levels, then you're going to miss opportunities. So it definitely makes it really fun to watch. It was sloppy in a lot of cases on both sides. But it was pretty high skilled. Like, everybody used their abilities pretty well. It was fun. Really fun game to watch.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst. It actually, like you said, it was a little bit sloppier, I think, than I was especially surprised by how sloppy Bubba's team seemed to be playing that. It almost felt like Nier was on a completely different planet from the rest of his team with some of the moves that he was making. But yeah, well played by both teams, and congratulations to Skater's team, Naga Fan Club, for winning, coming in as the lowest seeded team in their division to win the grand finals.